You guys were flying yesterday. I mean, 18-2 in that second period. You really controlled the play for the most part. Even the score flattered them a little bit. Today, they seem to flip the script a little bit on you. They're a little bit more desperate, of course, because they're still trying to clinch a playoff spot. But what did you see in their start? Was it that they had a really good start, or did you guys just come out a little flat?
Yeah, no, let's not take anything away from them. They did what they needed to do, but if you look back at our last 5 games, or our last back-to-back segment that we had against other team, first game, it's always been our best game, and then the second game, we have a letdown. I think we have to learn that not because we outplay or outwork somebody the night before or we won, that next day it's going to be the same thing. I think we have to learn to respect our opponent a little bit better. It seems like it's creeping right now. It seems like we have not an easy game because we had to work hard and do things right the night before. But it seems like the second night is always an issue right now or lately. So I think we just have to prepare ourselves better mentally, and it doesn't start right before the game. I think it starts the night before and in the morning when you start preparing for the game. So I think we just have to learn that to respect the opponent a little bit better than we did today.
And is there a cautionary tale because you're going to have to play back-to-backs in the playoffs, right? So these guys are going to have to be aware that, hey, you can't. You can have a good game 1, but you don't want to lose game 2.
Exactly. You have to prepare at your best every night to win every game, and today it's a really good example of not knowing what to do, and we talk about it after the game. That's exactly what's going to be in the playoff, back to back against the same team. Playing a best of 5 or a best of 7, and playing. So yeah, no, I think it's. We're kind of happy that it happened at this time of the year and not in the playoff, but we got to change a little bit of our work on our mindset. Yeah.
What was some of the adjustments that you guys had made as a staff? Did you let your players know that you wanted them to simplify their game because it didn't seem like their offense was firing?
I mean, we try a few things, but at one point as a coach, we were it's not going to work tonight, we try to make some adjustment. We try to change some pair on defense. We try to change some forwards line. But, when the switch is off, to turn the switch back on, it's not easy. And I find that the switch was off early on. And then try to catch up, try to get back in the game. If you don't prepare yourself mentally before the game, it's hard to get yourself going during the game. And just like I said, I don't think we prepare ourselves the right way. And then suddenly to start playing well in the middle of the game or in the third period. It did work lately. If you notice, Toronto, the second game against Toronto, we didn't play well for 2 periods, just like today. But it worked in the third. I forget about the other team also lately. Same thing. We trailed for 2 periods, and then it worked again in the third. But it's not always going to work if the other team is sharp and focused for 60 minutes. Coming back in the third doesn't always work that way. So yeah, we try to make some adjustments. Try to, like you mentioned, try to keep it simple offensively. Our offense comes from our forecheck. We don't necessarily have as much skill as the Jets have up front. So most of our offense comes on the forecheck, creating turnover, creating some chaos in the offensive zone, and then collecting rebounds, crashing the net. That's all we. But it seems like tonight it was hard. Just to, put the puck in the O-zone, or too many turnover at our blue line, at their blue line. Our forecheck was not going. I mean, I think it's a good lesson today.
And is that almost, to spring off Philip's question, is that almost like you never want to lose a game, but
No.
is it almost a benefit because you guys could have very easily, Cole scores that goal, you have 11 minutes to go. I mean, it wasn't out of reach, even though really Rockford looked like they had controlled it. But you guys, with the way this team is constructed, you guys could have come back. You could have very easly won this game. So is it an important lesson for these guys to be like, even though you guys can work hard and you have talent, you have to play a complete game?
Yeah, absolutely right. It's hard to, Toronto, and I forget the other team. But anyway, we did came back and you try to tell them, but we won the game. No, we didn't win. It didn't work tonight. At 2-1, I was, man, we're going to do it again. We're going to pull that one again. it didn't work. So now our teaching is, I think we'll get their attention a lot better that way, by losing that game, by, okay, let's refocus. Let's make sure we, on back-to-back nights that, like next week we have two good teams, Milwaukee and then Rockford again, and so I think we'll get their attention a lot better after losing a game than if we would have come back again in the third and win that game.
So as a coaching staff, how do you handle that when your team has a strong third and comes up with a W as opposed to tonight? How do you deal with that as a staff with realizing, of course, that this is a developmental league?
Yeah, no, especially us. It's not just about winning. It's about, preparing those players for the Jets. So, it's, like those two games that we won, we didn't play well for two periods, and in the third we win. But I think individually we did spend a lot of time with them. Now I think it's more of a focus on the team after losing a game. So I think there's plenty of good clip, because that's one thing we're doing between the periods, watching those clip, scoring chance that we give up, turnover that we give up, and then so there'll be plenty of clips to show them as a team. I'm sure we'll have plenty of discussion as a group of, how to prepare ourselves a lot better mentally, having a better mindset on back-to-back night, and after losing that game. But I mean, our guys have been really sharp all year long. There's always moments like that during the season, and there's always moments like that at the end of the season where, okay, they know we clinch a playoff. We still have to clinch our second position, in our division, but we clinch a playoff. The guys are looking forward for that playoff. So there's always some lapses at the end of the season. We just hope, and I don't think so. That group's been pretty good that lapses is one game. I'm sure we'll get their focus back pretty quick, but I think we'll have to talk about that for sure.
You guys give up the empty net goal, so now it's 4-1. You pull Evan again to give yourselves a 6-on-5 opportunity. Now, is that because you're really just trying to give these guys some game action to practice the 6-on-5? Because I would imagine you're not thinking at 4-1 with time running out, you're really coming back in the game. So is that more just to give these guys, this experience versus playing in practice in a game situation?
Yeah, for sure, and also just to show them that, hey, let's keep fighting. We didn't see that fire. We were trying to get that fire going also. So, there was the fact that it's a lot easier to practice during a game than during practice. But also like, hey, come on, let's go. But hey, obviously it didn't work. But there's a couple messages behind that, for sure.